everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. Am I really posting a haul and a process video? Yes, I'm doing them together just to save some time. I specifically purchased some stuff from scrapbook.com for 2 sets of photos. Some Halloween photos from 2023, and then another set of photos that I will show you once I have them. They're in the mail from Shutterfly. But I needed some more Halloween stuff to get through these Halloween pages. And I found a sketch on Pinterest that I liked. It's a 2-pager. So I made a note of what I needed. Obviously, some solid color cardstock as the background. So I got this little boo thing from, who is this from? Photoplay? Yeah. So we've got Frosty Pink, Carrot Stick, Black Eyed Susan, and Pink Delight. These 3 are a glimmery. I don't know if you can see it through the package. I'll try to take one out. They have a bit of a shimmer to them, which is kind of cool. So, ooh, shimmery. And then the black one has sort of a textured polka dot. Oh, you can see it better on the A side. So it's textured. So one of these is going to be my background. I don't know which yet, but there are 2 of each. And that's why I bought this particular pack, because I liked that I'm only going to be using 2, but I still have some extras that I can use for something else. And then I needed some more pattern papers. So also from that same collection, this is the pink plaid paper, obviously florals on this side, and then some plaid with the pinks and black on this side. I'll probably end up using this pattern. And then this is Fabulous Stripe. So we've got polka dots on this side, and then the pink, black, and sort of creamy colored stripes on this side. The next paper is Skulls. So it's got stripes on this side, which I like, and then some skulls with a pink background on this side. And because they're double-sided and I'm not going to be using the whole sheet, I can probably use both sides of some of these if I wanted to. This is called Hey Boo. So we've got witches' hats and bats and moons on this side, and this has some cut aparts, which I'm excited about. I definitely know that I'm going to be using at least one of these. I don't know which one. And then I needed a few more embellishments. I still have a couple American Crafts Halloween embellishments, but I knew I was going to need something else, a little bit more, just to add to it. So I got some of the little Boo Thang cardstock ephemera pieces. Let's take a look at these. A ticket, a little word that says eek, a little crystal ball, a circular one with a pumpkin. I think I was looking for things that had circles in them, or just different shapes that weren't always square and rectangular. You are beautiful. Must be the season of the witch. Ghouls just want to have fun. And then these you can punch out. So there's a circle in here with the ghost that says 31 that you punch out. And then, I mean, you could use the interior of this too if you really wanted to. But this is like the frame with some of the same pattern papers. This has the plaid pattern in its frame. And I'm just going to go ahead and punch these all out because it's going to save me some time later down the road. And we have another one. Oh my gosh, we have lots of punch outs. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize. So this is some punch outs that have just basic like ephemera, not frames, but another little circle piece, a little disco ball, spooky vibe. It's kind of got like a groovy party flavor to it. Ghoul mates, very cute. I could actually use this one for these photos because my daughter went trick-or-treating with a friend that year. And some little tabs. I'll just keep cutting. I'll just keep doing this. That ghoul is poison, a tag, banner words. I'll leave those. Feeling a little witchy, and some more frames. And then this punch out in the center is a square instead of a circle. So I'm going to get started on this layout in the process portion of it, and you'll get to see how it all comes together using these items.
All right, so now we can get into the making of this layout. It's going to be a 2-pager. Up in the corner, you're seeing the inspiration that I'm taking for this layout. I found this on Pinterest from Perfect Pages Colors Creations. So what I'm thinking is that this is a scrapbooker who either makes her own sketches or makes pre-made pages for people to maybe purchase. But I mean, judging by this is just a sketch. So I'm assuming maybe there's a blog or she's got more on Pinterest, more sketches on Pinterest. So I'm going to have to check her out. But it's just something that came up in my Pinterest feed. So I went ahead and saved it to my Scrapbook and Cards Pinterest Pinterest board, which I'll try to remember to link down below. So I liked this one because it gets a lot of photos on a page. And I actually don't have the same number of photos as what's being shown, but I am going to make it work anyway. And I think, I mean, obviously you can see that there's in the center on both sides, there are four 4x6 photos. So traveling from the top to the bottom, we're making 2 vertical columns with the 4x6 photos. And I have a feeling maybe it's just Shutterfly, although I think this has happened before with other 4x6 photos that I've had printed elsewhere. But it's almost like there's something a little off. The photos are not exactly 4x6. It's either that or it's the paper is not exactly 12x12. And it seems like the paper should be 12x12 because it's fitting on my 12x12 mat that I have underneath it. And yet the photos are a little short. So where they should be meeting in the center, I wanted them to be touching the bottom and the top. And so what ended up happening is that there's a thin strip of black in between the photos where they're not meeting because they're not long enough. But I will cover that up. So it's not that big of a deal. It's just something that I've noticed that is kind of irritating when you're trying to do a layout like this where things are going from top to bottom. It's just kind of annoying. So this is the left-hand side of the page, and the bottom is going to have this plaid, and then it's going to have those 2 banner strips. Originally, the original sketch has what looks like 3, and it almost looks like there were 2 of the same pattern and then 1 of a different pattern, kind of everything kind of overlapping, or like the 2 smaller ones were the same and they sort of overlapped the larger one, which was a different pattern. And as I'm working on this, I'm actually realizing that the plaid wasn't supposed to extend all the way across. I mean, it could. It doesn't have to not extend all the way across. But I was trying to make things easier for myself since I don't have a lot of scrapbook time lately. I was trying to follow the sketch as closely as possible. No big deal. So I have my 2 4x6s with the little strip of black in between. And then those photos were 4x6 horizontal, but I cut them down to 4x4. And then that leaves just enough room for another 4x4 photo, if you have it. I did not. And so I'm going to end up putting a cut apart there. Now, obviously, one of the 4x6 photos has some orange washi tape over it. That's just to cover up someone else in the photo for privacy reasons. So don't think, why is there something on the photo? Is that an embellishment? No, it's not. I promise. It's just to cover up another person. So this cut apart sheet really came in handy. I knew I was going to use it, which is why I purchased it. And I just got to figure out which one I want to use. And I know when I was going through the haul, I had that cut apart piece that had the 2 ghosts together. I actually don't think I end up using it on this layout. So that was probably a missed opportunity, but definitely something where I just kind of forgot about it. There were so many embellishments. There were so many things to use, and I just kind of missed that. But that's okay. So this cut apart here just says October 31st. So it's an easy way to get the date of when these photos were taken. These are from trick-or-treating back in 2023. And our section of the neighborhood isn't very good at trick-or-treating. We don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters. I've put stuff out. Nothing ever gets taken. There just aren't that many kids in the area. And the kids who are in the area, I think they've come to realize that there just aren't that many Halloween participants handing out candy in our area. So everybody goes to one of 2 locations. One is in the back of our neighborhood, and then there's where we went. And we've gone there every year since. I guess if this was 2023, we went there last year too. We actually won't be able to go this year because we will be at a wedding, Halloween wedding. So unfortunately, that's okay. But it reminds you of like Halloween as a child. I grew up trick-or-treating in the 90s, and you just walked around and went from house to house, and everybody was participating. People were out. The houses were decorated. That's kind of what this section of the neighborhood reminded me of. So I've got my banners down. I'm just looking to see where I can place some embellishments. Want to make sure I get the embellishments in place on this page before I move on to the next one. And that little banner is what I am going to use to cover up the black strip that's showing through where those two photos don't meet. I could have made them meet in the middle and then just had some of the black on top. You know, hindsight, would that have maybe looked better? Maybe. And then would it have been such a big deal because you'd just be seeing, the black border going on the top and the bottom. So, next time I do this layout, next time I use this design, I might reconsider. Because I know that I'm going to have the same problem with the next set of 4x6 photos that I have printed. So I'm adding in a few more of the embellishments from the Photo Play ephemera pack here. And this is again based on what was shown in the original sketch. So I'm just adding in one of the more rectangular pieces as well as a circular pumpkin and that fortune teller, that crystal ball. This is, if you've been watching closely, I purchased my double-sided adhesive squares from Michaels because I had a coupon, and I have got to tell you, I don't know what is wrong. Well, I know that there's something wrong with Michaels, but I've never had this experience, this poor of an experience with the Michaels adhesive. Normally, I like to buy the Scotch brand or like literally any other brand than the Recollections brand. But I bought the Recollections brand because it was all they had, and I wanted to use the Michaels coupon. The backing on these are so hard to get off. I don't understand it. Like, it's not even that you can't peel them off. It's like the part of the adhesive, it's like peeling off a sticker, and the sticker still stays on the backing. So then you just have like the sticker image and then there's nothing sticky. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, they're so frustrating and I want to scream. It makes me so mad. I know I talk about this all the time on the channel. It makes me so mad that Joann's is out of business. But I guess the next time I have to get adhesive squares, I will just go and order them from like scrapbook.com because I cannot stand this Recollections brand. I just think it's the worst. So anyway, if anyone from Michaels is listening, please make better products. Thanks. So as you can see, I have the plaid on the bottom on this side of the page. It's actually supposed to go at the top based on the original sketch. Could it go on the bottom? Of course it could. It's not that big of a deal. I notice it as soon as I've, already started sticking things down. I went, oh, wait a second. This was supposed to be on the top. So I do have to do a little switcheroo because once again, I want it to look like the sketch. I think in my mind, I'm like, it just makes it easier if I just go by the sketch. But really, it would have just been easier if I just kept it the way it was. But whatever. So on this side, there's the two 4x6 photos again, the vertical ones. And then it also has two 4x6 horizontal photos. So I only have one of the 4x6 horizontal. So I just took a 4x6 of those cut aparts from the cut apart sheet, and that's what's going to go underneath. I wish the cut apart sheet had like just one large 4x6 as opposed to all the different smaller sizes. But whatever. It didn't, so I just made it work. And here I am moving the plaid piece. I know it would have been easier to have just left it, but whatever. And then I'm going to add in the same banner strips as I did on the other side. Those are going to come up on the top. And because the photos are a different size over here, it's a little bit more of a little tighter squeeze up in that corner with these banner strips. I'm not exactly sure what the intended size was supposed to be for the banner strips, so I just kind of eyeballed them and cut them to however I wanted. But perhaps they could have been a little bit smaller, especially with the size of the photos that I have, since the 4x6 is going a little bit farther across than making it a 4x4. but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just letting you know these things in case you decide to try your hand at this same sketch, just giving you some ideas if you want to do things a little bit differently or things that I found that might have made the process a little easier. But, you do you. It doesn't matter. I actually had to tell someone at the summer camp where I work, there are never any mistakes in art. There's opportunities to think creatively. So I'm adding, instead of another banner strip, I'm adding American Crafts puffy letters that are from a Halloween puffy sticker sheet. And it's just going to say Halloween, pretty easy. Or it does say Happy Halloween. I think it says Happy Halloween. So kind of like that's my title, And then I've got this little ghost fellow that I want to use somewhere and try to figure out the placement of the rest of my embellishments. So the original sketch has some stuff going on at the bottom right of where I have the cut apart. So I'm going to add some stuff there. And I'm adding a few things under the title as well, just kind of building up some embellishment clusters. Oh, and also the background page was the black from that PhotoPlay paper pad. And it's got that cool texture, which you can definitely see. It's like a circular texture. I'll save the other colors for something else. So stay tuned to the channel. I will be doing more process videos. I just don't know when. And if you want to know when and automatically be alerted, you'll definitely want to hit that subscribe button. So here are some close-ups of this 2-page layout. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. The finished together, 2 pages together is right here. If this was inspiring for you, give the video a thumbs up and come follow me on all my social channels. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.